Hello everyone, it's Fafa Gilbert here and welcome to Dudu by Fafa. Now this channel is all about creative African cooking, which means that I do take traditional dishes and I do my own twist and add some flavors, infuse more flavors to it. Or sometimes just leave it as it is. Now, one of my favorite dishes is Kita Schoolboys. And Kita Schoolboys are dried anchovies. I think Vietnamese and the Thais will use it, so I got it there. I ran out of my normal one that I got from Ghana, so yes, here we do have it. Anyway, so usually we just toast it and we have it with some smoky salsa sauce or raw pepper as we call it, with some hot akple. Yes, that's how it's had. But of course it's in Dudu by Fafa and I'm going to do my own ketchup. So yes, I've got about just about 150 grams of the bad boys here, would I say. Now with Kita Schoolboys or with dried anchovies, you can find that it has some sand particles in, so it's good to just rinse it just to get rid of that. So I'm just doing that, and I've got my coconut oil here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry this in the coconut oil and then infuse it with some more flavors, as I always say. Now be careful because of course it's oil. I placed it on a medium heat anyway, so it's not going to like splash as much. So that's just great. Now just be warned, the Kita Schoolboys, the smell is quite pungent because remember it's dried fish, it's dried cured fish. So yes, and I'm going to just be making it with my charred roast peppers. So in the absence of a coal pot or using your charcoal, you can use your gas fire, as you can see me do here, to char your peppers. Alternatively, you can place it under your grill and that would also give you that effect. It's not the same, but it's similar. So yes, there is that choice for you. So I've got the red peppers, Ramiro peppers that I've just charred. That's it. And some habanero chili, and then I've got my pièce de résistance. It's just going to be just simple but equally effective. In terms of flavors, I'm going to use loads of onions. I've got 2 large onions that I have sliced here, and that's going to lend that sweetness to the dish. I've also got my pièce de résistance, which is my garlic, onion, aniseed and ginger mixture, which I've added a bit of olive oil and reserved it in the fridge. So this actually cuts my cooking time in half. Usually when I do this mixture, it does last for about a week, depending on how much I cook. And yes, you can also freeze this. So at this point, my Kita Schoolboys or dried anchovies is frying nicely in this coconut oil. So it's also absorbing that coconut flavor into that fish. Now, of course, I did mention how pungent the smell of Kita Schoolboys is, especially when you're cooking it. So to counteract that, I do add my Kpakpo or Petit Bell chilies, may I say. They add this aromatic flavor to the Kita Schoolboys, and also it gives that aromatic aroma. You know what I mean? So it sort of counteracts that pungent smell that would fill your house. Alternatively, what I tend to do is after I finish cooking, like most fish dishes, I place some fresh rosemary. You can use the dry one as well into my oven and just heat it up to about 130 degrees and switch the oven off and open the door, and that smell just neutralizes that fishy smell and takes it out of the house. So yes, I've added my Petit Bell chilies or Kpakpo and I'm just going to fry this for about 2 to 3 minutes. At this point, I'm now going to add that sweetness to the dish because, of course, we've got that fishiness, we've got the aromatic flavor, and now I'm adding my onions, loads of it, because that onions would also add that beautiful sweet flavor to it, and they're going to absorb that Kita Schoolboys flavor and the coconut flavor as well as the Kpakpo flavor. You can blend your Kpakpo as well, without a doubt, if you want something spicier. The reason why I choose to leave my chilies whole is as and when whoever decides to enjoy this dish, if they want to spice it, they can break it into it. It's best to do it that way rather than having it too spicy, and it means that a lot of people cannot enjoy it because not everybody likes something that is like quite spicy or hot. So this is tending to everyone's needs in that respect. So I'm going to fry this for about 8 to 10 minutes because I want it to be like nice and soft and sweet, and the flavors to just infuse. You know what this channel is about? Absolutely. So now here are my peppers, and that's like the Ramiro pepper that I used. So I've used both the Ramiro peppers and just normal red peppers. I've left the seeds in it because yes, why not? There's no wastage here at all because I roasted it whole. It's nice and soft, and when I blend it, it would just be nice and beautiful. So just placing this in my blender, and I'm going to blend it on a medium strength because I don't want it to be too smooth in that sense. But if equally you want it smooth, you can do so without a doubt. Now, the best thing about charring or roasting your peppers is the fact that you added more natural flavors or introducing a new flavor to your dish. But secondly, it means that's going to cut your cooking time in half because any water content is actually absorbed into the peppers itself. So as you can see, this is like a thicker consistency. Yet again, you can do this in a big batch and place it in a glass container covered with some olive oil and refrigerate it and use it as and when your recipe requires it. You can also freeze it. Absolutely. Generally, the thing that makes cooking tedious, it's in the preparation. So once you cover that, it means that you're leaving yourself time to enjoy infusing things. So things like, doing your spice mixture, refrigerating it, as well as, the roast peppers as well. You can refrigerate that, place it in a glass container covered with some olive oil and place it in the fridge and use it as and when a recipe requires it. That just cuts your cooking time in half. At this point, I'm adding my holy grail. I'm adding my onion, garlic, ginger, and aniseed mixture, which, of course, I have preserved in the fridge. This would last me for a week, as I said previously. And now I'm going to fry this just for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now you can see that the onions and the kitasku was, you can see the flavor and how dark and rich and beautiful this is. And I'm adding that beautiful roast pepper sauce to it. So, you can see where this is going. So you've got that coconutty flavor. You've got that fishy flavor as well. That aromatic flavor from the bakbushato. And you've now got that smokiness and sweetness from the roast peppers or charred peppers, may I say, and onions. So you can see this is called party in your mouth. You know what I mean? All you need is some hot kinky or some hot akble. Absolutely. So I'm just going to cook this down for about 10 to 15 minutes yet again on a medium heat. Because all I'm trying to do is intensify the flavor and allow the infusion to take place as you do. Now, as I did mention earlier, with the Kita Schoolboys, it's salty. So you have to be careful with the amount of salt that you use. Now, I'm adding a little bit of chili flakes because I need that little heat. Absolutely. And I've rinsed my blender when I did the whole ginger, onion, and garlic aniseed thing. I always rinse it and I place it in a container. Yet again, I refrigerate it. So that becomes like a stock for me as well. So I don't waste anything, There's flavor there. So, of course, the flavor is going to go into the stew. So I've added that bit and I'm just going to allow this to cook just gently on that medium heat and just beautifully. Now, what I'm going to do now is I've got my garlic. I've got, I think, about 3 large cloves of garlic that I've thinly sliced here. And I'm just going to grill it. So it's just going to give it that smoky flavor. And as the last thing that I would add to my sauce. The reason is this is more of a personal preference. I love garlic. And I like it when it's chunky like this and slightly smoky as well, which is just beautiful. Now, during the colder seasons, I try to increase my intake of garlic, most particularly for the main reason of it boosting my immune system, but also, like, combats illness such as the common colds and flus and stuff like that, because it has great antibacterial properties, and I love that. It also reduces blood pressure and improves one's cholesterol levels. So, what's there not to like? I cannot wait to share all the recipes that I have with you guys. I do have some incredible recipes and shortcuts and stuff. 2019, dear, you know what? You are all going to be better cooks. You're going to enjoy cooking. You're definitely going to enjoy adding natural flavors and enhancing the natural flavors of your dishes as you do. Because at this point, I can see that my stew is nice as ja. So it's now raining some crunchy onions. You know me and onions. Oh yes. So I'm adding the onions, and the reason is going to add that crunchiness to the sauce, but also revive that flavor again. You see, and then I'm adding that mint. So you get that minty, refreshing flavor as well. So let me summarize this. You've got the smokiness coming from the charred peppers. You've got that coconutty flavor. You've got the fishiness from the anchovies. Yeah, absolutely. And the sweetness from the onions. And now you've got the crunchiness as well from the onions. And you're getting that minty feeling, that refreshing feeling after you've had that. Hey, is your mouth ready for this? When I'm talking about flavors, this is it all. This is not any other food. Oh, this is in Dubai Fafa. And then I'm just adding my beautiful grilled garlic pieces to it. So just imagine biting into this and also finding your way biting into the garlic. You won't believe this. I just had this on its own by grilling some okra, and I added it and topped it over and just sat and just ate it like that. It was just delicious. Very nutritious and absolutely amazing. The grilled okra will be the next recipe coming up. I hope you guys have actually enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed filming it. So here I do have my sauce, and I've placed it in my jar. This is an old coconut bottle that I've recycled. So this goes to the fridge. Now, as and when I make an omelette, I can just scoop a little bit. I can make a sandwich, add a bit of cheese. Why not? You just got to think outside the box with these things, Make some fried rice maybe. During the week when I just don't feel like cooking, that's just perfect. This can last me for a week as well. So yes, I hope I have definitely given you that reason to click the subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. I don't know what you're waiting for. Absolutely. Anyway, if this is your first time of tuning into this channel, thank you very much. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and also the notification button, which means that each time I do upload a video, it's delivered straight to you. No wahala, as I say. Akpokita school boys, akpanuka mokoya, aha, nyema, nduduema, mokoyila, apapa ndudu antonyanto mo infusion. Ema mo walale, nyema. No ninko mi ona. And then she flavors FNU. These are flavors that you'd be used to. It's nothing unusual. It's just enhanced and it's just done differently. Well, yeah. I thought con okay. Go put away, go buy it because not didi. Exactly. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. And guess what? As I always say, do not change for anybody. If you're going to change for yourself. Be a better version of yourself, because that's so important than anything else. And you know what? Waking up every day, feeling yourself, being good, being great, it's a positive place to be. Until next time, my lovelies. Me love you. I will leave the transcript of the recipe, including the list of ingredients and measurements, on my blog in dudubyfafa.blogspot.com, so do check it out. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat as InDuduByFafa. Until next time, take care of you, be nice, be beautiful, my gorgeous people. 2019, get che, hey, boy,